Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, welcome to another fabulous and fantastic Ask an Engineer. We're back broadcasting from the downtown New York Adafruit headquarters. I'm Lady Ada, I'm the engineer. With me is Phil.
Hello.
He's on camera control.
Yes.
It's just one engineer today.
Yeah, Becky's on special assignment. Roz is back doing her thing in Boston.
That's okay, there's two of us.
Yeah.
And we both wear black. So,
yeah.
We have an exciting show.
That's right.
Tell them what's on tonight's show.
Okay, on tonight's show, we'll be talking about all the wonderful, amazing things seen on the show and tell that we do every week. Lady Ada, 1 million makers on Google+. Crazy. A little bit about Ask an Educator. We got mailbag. We got some news in the wonderful world of open source hardware. Got some Fritzing Friday. We got some awesome stuff from the Adafruit Learning System. Some Raspberry Pi news. We got new products. Man, do we have new products. We're going to have some top secret stuff. Some big announcements, too. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to have a trivia question. We're going to have a cat. All that and more on Ask an Engineer.
That is quite a show.
That's a show.
We have a show.
That is a show.
Prepare to be entertained and educated.
Yeah. Well, at least 1 out of 2 we usually try to aim for.
Okay.
Okay.
We either educate or entertain.
Yeah. All right, so this week the code is vote.
Vote.
And this is not because of any political election. No, Lady Ada. This is the last day pretty much that you can vote for you, Lady Ada, as Entrepreneur of the Year. It's on the Entrepreneur site. We'll post up a link in a second. You can do it via Facebook or via text message.
I guarantee I'm the only person of 15 there who has tickets to Morrissey in October.
That might be true. You're also the only woman, the only engineer out of all of those. So I'd like everybody to just vote because, we're all here hanging out. So this is the link. I'm putting it in the chat. And you can use Facebook if you're not into Facebook. You can text message. And the text message, we made sure when they did this that they don't spam, they don't store it. That actually says this is just for voting. And
I would greatly appreciate it if you vote.
Yeah.
I give you so much free stuff.
Well,
I just want to vote.
I think it'd be cool to celebrate engineering as an entrepreneurial effort. And I think it's awesome that too. A very big year for Adafruit. You've done some amazing stuff. I think it'd be pretty cool to see an electronics company, Adafruit, and you specifically, you're the underdog in this competition. They don't give a indicator of who's in the lead or anything. In fact, we won't know for a while, but this is the last weekend, the last day.
We don't find out until January.
Yeah, no one will know for a while, but we want to kind of give everyone a run for their vote, a run for their money. So please vote for Lady Ada. If you use Facebook, they got the Facebook app too.
I promise to lower ripple voltage.
So anyways, the code is vote. That gets you 10% off mini kits in the Adafruit store. Code vote on checkout. And we do this every week. Every week we do discounts. Okay, we got some show and tell stuff. This is an awesome show and tell, by the way.
Yes.
These are fantastic show and tells.
Okay, let's start with the show and tell. First up, we had Darius, who at his high school has been etching circuit boards, and his mom was like, go to your science teacher, and then he did, and the science teacher was like, okay, well, figure out how to do this. And so they got some hydrofluoric acid, which I think is a little more dangerous than
but they had
permission.
They had permission to already have that, so that's why.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like that's bureaucracy for you. So he etched some boards, and he's going to get a drill press, and he's going to drill out these boards. He's making an IR remote extender.
Yeah.
So
the way it works is you use the IR remote control anywhere. It transmits over RF.
No, he uses an RF remote, and then it transmits to IR.
Oh, sorry, the other way around.
So he has a little RF remote, and he'll use that. And then those buttons will be transmitted through any room, and then it'll control the IR remote. We have tutorials on how to do that already. We have the IR remote tutorial, so it's really easy to clone a remote. So he can control his stereo system from anywhere in the house.
Yeah. He said he's the only kid in the school who knows anything about electronics, so we're going to try to help him out with that and give him some cool stickers, some cool stuff to encourage others. You know what's interesting about the show and tell and even Ask an Engineer? The kids that are in high schools, middle schools that are doing electronic projects, they always say, "Oh, I'm like the only kid who knows like how to use a laser cutter. We have a laser cutter. I'm the only one who even knows about it or whatever it is." It seems like these efforts.
I think I'm the only EE in my high school too, which is kind of interesting because like not EE, but like person interested in electronics. Like they were geeks, but like I think I was the only.
Yeah.
I'm the one who made red boxes for everybody else.
Yeah. What's interesting is maker fairs and show and tell and Ask an Engineer and all these like hackerspace and makerspace movements are because we have an online community now. There's a way for all these people to connect.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
There's
not isolation anymore.
There was a kid in my high school who repaired pipe organs, though.
That's cool.
That's cool. He was really into pipe organ. You could say I'm the only kid. He's like goes out, ask a pipe organ designer, and he's like, I'm the only kid in my high
That's
school.
at 11
like,
p.m. on Sundays.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of neat that there isn't the same. You know, when I was younger, there wasn't, of course, like this giant internet community. There wasn't internet really. There's no isolation anymore. You can actually reach out and talk to other people. Like a kid in a high school, if they're into electronics, they can actually go on a show and tell and talk to you. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very different. And the Google Hangout thing has been working out great. I really like it. Next up, Jeremy. You want to talk about his project?
Okay, Jeremy.
Really cool project.
Jeremy used this Holtec chip, the HT8950, and I was like, "What chip is that?" And it's this like all-in-one voice modulator, and it's cool because you can sound like a robot and pitch shift, and you can like sound like Darth Vader, and it's just kind of fun. And then he hooked up an LM3914 to make a little like mouth type, like volume thingy bobber. I don't know what the hell it's like a LED display to go with it, and it's definitely a cool Halloweenish thing.
Yeah. Next up, Bob always brings in the Nixie.
Yeah, he brought the Nixie on.
Yeah, he had multiple different types of Nixie
all
boards.
All sorts of Nixies.
Yeah, check out the comments because he's going to post a link to it, and also check out the video if you want to see some beautiful Nixie boards.
Yeah.
I literally like his design, black circuit boards. He had me at Hello with those. Sam showed this really cool gamma ray.
He's trying to build his own Geiger counter, and so Geiger detector, and so he's actually like got the detector and this like jewelry tube or something, and he's trying to like make a vacuum and then to make it so he can detect gamma rays. Which is interesting. Like DIY. There's no reason you can't DIY. You just have to have a vacuum.
Yeah.
And then you have to seal it, but like it's not too bad. And like you can use like silicate glass, like from like science glass, and you can heat it with like a little torch. Yeah. You could like probably build your own tube that way, not too much difficulty. Yeah.
And then Kevin gave an update. What I like Kevin's project. So it's called the a la mode. It's a Arduino-like thing that plugs onto a Raspberry Pi. He's kind of shown this project from start to finish, and it's going to be debuting around Open Hardware Summit.
So we had to watch it in progress, and he showed us the tester.
Yeah, so he had a tester that was really neat. That has a little smiley face when it hits the RTC, the ESD. And then the I2C, and it all goes through this little GPIO thing. Yeah. Very cool project. And he's making like 250 basically by hand, so he's gonna have these ready for the Maker Faire. So that was a show and tell.
Show and tell.
Yeah, this is gonna be my thing now. Oops, very close. How did they get on the? A lot of folks who are on the show and tell now, we have these stickers. We send them out to them. If you're on the show and tell, just let us know if you do an order, or we can just send you out one. Lady Ada, how do they get on the show and tell?
Oh, all right, it's late. Super easy for you yawn. Just go to my personal Google Plus page and join the Million Makers. And every week I post up a thing that says comment here to get added to the circle. And so if you add yourself to the circle, you'll get invited every single week. So just do it now if you feel like you'll have a project in the future, and that way you'll get an invite. And if you have something to show, just show up. Yeah.
And speaking of big milestone in the world of maybe social media and of engineering, I don't know what this is. It's a milestone for sure. Your personal account on Google Plus has 1 million makers. 1 million people think what you're putting up on your Google Plus page is interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, you put artwork, you put engineering things.
I just kind of, so the thing is, like, I'm constantly like procrastinating from doing circuit design, and I find stuff on the internet. And I'm like, this is a cool thing I found on the internet, and then I post it on my Google Plus.
Yeah, you IM me stuff, I IM you stuff, like it's neat. So 1 million people. So now you have all this responsibility. Now you have to keep it entertaining.
I have to be entertaining for a lot of people, and I have to bring gifts and share cookies with everybody.
Cupcakes
for all.
One of the things that maybe we'll try to do is make a circle of engineers or people who don't have 1 million followers, but it would be really neat if they did. One of my favorite people on Google Plus is Helen, former founder of iRobot. She posts up really cool stuff.
Yeah.
From
is it robot stuff?
About robots all the time.
Oh, robots.
And so maybe every once in a while you could post up some people.
I should say like a follow Friday.
Yeah, something like that, and maybe put them all in a circle. But one of the things that Dean Kamen said, it's one of the quotes that I always repeat constantly. We are what we celebrate. So there's a lot of like reality TV stars and like celebrities, and they have
Snookies.
they have millions of fans or followers, and so that's one thing that people celebrate. But people are adding you and becoming fans in this million maker army because of engineering and science. I think that's really cool. So we are what we celebrate. That's the quote from Dean Kamen. We are what we celebrate.
Some, like science tips also.
Or just engineering stuff. So we are what we celebrate. Helen Grainer is her name. If people want to follow her, do a post about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of education and stuff like
Ask
that.
an educator.
Yeah. Adam Kemp, who's a real life school teacher, who is now back teaching at school because summer's over. So you're not going to see as many of these asking educators right away. Also, I introduced him to the folks at O'Reilly make, and he's going to do a book.
What's the book called?
About? I don't think I should say or do anything yet. I didn't ask if it's okay, but it is. He has a book.
Is it about like electronics and stuff?
It'll probably be about electronics.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, but he has a book deal with Make, and it's cool.
I was called Ask an Educator.
Yeah, I hope it is. So someone sent in a question. He answers these educator questions all the time, and the question was, can you think of anyone in NYC who might get involved with our high school, middle school robotics program, ideally a maker-type person? Goes on and on and on. But he basically said, how do I find someone to help out with this program? So a bunch of good tips, a lot of cool stuff, and check out his...
he did so good this summer. This was a really...
He did fantastic.
Awesome.
The Ask an Educator series is one of my favorite things that we have on the blog. Okay, next up, mailbag. It's mailbag time.
It's Packet.
Yeah, it's Packet. Pretty soon, eventually, it'll be like Pee-wee's Playhouse here, and Packet will come out and read the mail for us, but I don't have time to work on that quite yet.
Well, we have a voice changer.
Yeah, we have a voice changer. Okay, so I'm going to read this mailbag really quick.
Gosh, it's a long one.
Yeah. This is from Patrick. Good day. I had a minor issue with the condition of one of the items I ordered. His package got smashed from like UPS or Postal Service. And he said, from your easy-to-use contact form link, it got a response immediately. It was polite and above and beyond my expectations. In today's marketplace, this is uncommon to have to dig through the depths of a company website to get a reply and find some feedback, which is more than often ignored. Adafruit Industries stands out as the explorer. I can't read it. The text is so small. Of what customer service should be. You honestly care. Yeah, you honestly care about your customers, providing excellent products and customer support, but then also contributing, encouraging the growth of DIY community information. Things such as Ask an Engineer and encouraging exchange of ideas with the Show and Tell Hangout. I am proud to be an Adafruit customer, and as always, look forward to seeing what you come up with next. Thank you so much, Patrick. That was a nice mailbag. Whew. So we post this every week.
Okay.
We get letters, fan mail. Okay. Next
up.
Yeah.
News.
Yeah, don't forget, the code is VOTE, guys.
Vote. And get 10% off.
Yeah.
And remember to vote.
Yeah. Okay,
next up.
Some news in the world of open source hardware. Not next week, but the week after is the Open Hardware Summit.
They're sold out, except if you donate money, in which case I think they have a ticket for you.
Yeah, I think they can squeeze you in if you donate, and they still need sponsors, so check that out. The other thing that's new in the world of open source hardware is we're pleased to announce we are a friend of Fritzing.
Friend of Fritzing.
Yeah, so John Janier has been on a
Fritzing page.
Fritzkrieg.
Fritzkrieg.
Yeah.
Fritzkrieg.
John Janier has been doing these awesome, amazing parts in Fritzing. We've been adding him to the Adafruit library that's on GitHub.
Yes.
And because
you only have like 50 items by now.
Yeah, it's a lot. And because we've been using Fritzing so much, and Adafruit as a company is doing pretty good. We're not like a multi-billion-dollar company or anything, but we do have some things that we can do. So we donated to Fritzing.
Yay!
Because it's all a volunteer effort. It's non-profit. So we decided, hey, we're using this as a tool. If this was a commercial tool, we would pay for it. It'd be so
worth it.
Yeah, we'd pay for it.
It'd be so worth it. So we transferred money to them.
Yeah.
To help them with their efforts. And Fritzing is great. I don't use it for circuit board layout. I use Eagle for that. But for diagramming, it's like second to none. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
There's nothing better at all.
So we really like it, and we donated money. And if individuals out there have money to donate to Fritzing, if you like it, do it. If you have time and you want to donate your programming skills, that's great too.
Or if you want to make new parts.
Yeah. And for our companies in the community, even competitors, if you use it, donate. If you're making money off of using that tool,
yes,
it's a good thing to do.
Okay, so let's go through the Fritzkrieg.
Yeah, here's two things there's a couple things that John worked on.
So he made our lovely little joystick. We had the arcade buttons last week, so this time we have the joystick. It was ground and 4 contacts.
Yeah.
We also have the volt, temperature, and ammeter, the panel mount ammeter, panel mount temperature meter in degrees Celsius, and panel mount voltmeter. We also have the white version of the 7-segment backpack. I also think, let me see, he put in the LD33, so that's the 3.3 volt voltage regulator, and the TIP 120, which is the powered Darlington. We also have the MCP 23017, which is a 16 IO bus expander, uses I2C, and the ULN 2803, which is a 8 transistor power driver for like solenoids and stuff, and the 4050 with a level shifter, and the a hex level shifter, single directional, and then the 74 LVC 245, a bidirectional 8-bit bus transceiver level shifter. So.
Yeah. A couple of requests. People want to maybe have the our new amplifier and RFID breakout board.
We are working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are complicated boards.
Yeah, there's no complicated. Which we wanted to get rid of all the little ones, but if you have suggestions, send email to the contact form, and we'll swap them up for John Junior to do.
Yeah.
We control John Junior's destiny.
One of the things that someone was just talking about in the chat was what blogs and what sites people use, and what I like to hear was everybody mentioned Adafruit and Hackaday and Make, and those are all sites that you've been part of in some way, I've been part of in some way. I really like to hear that, because the DNA of all those sites was to celebrate people making.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool thing. It's not the latest thing that you can buy or the latest thing that you can download.
We don't even think we even covered the latest iPhone phones.
No. But what I like is that what you can do and what you can make. I really like that. What a great way to start the day when you're reading news sites. We'll probably cover the iPhone 5 when we reverse engineer any weirdo charger, and hopefully we won't get in trouble for it, but we'll deal. We always do. Next up, Adafruit Learning System. It's rocking out. Lots of stuff here. We got a couple things. Do you want to talk about Kevin's little article that he did?
This is an interesting article. So Kevin does so much of the circuit board layout and design here at Adafruit, and one of the things that's really awesome about working with Kevin is he makes like the best parts in the world, and he's like really good at it. Like we have had like no mistakes in any of our part layouts. Like they're perfect like the first time around. And one of the things he does is he does a really nice job making the top silk screen, the T-Docu layer. And oftentimes it's really easy to just like make a rectangle, but he actually like goes a little farther and like does a really nice job and has this like, this is an SD card breakout connector, and he did a really good job with it. And what he does is, if you can get a 2-scale mechanical drawing, which sometimes you can get, not always, but oftentimes if you have a good data sheet, they will have a 2-scale image, and he shows how to use that to create the part with like this really beautiful documentation layer. So like for this SD card, you can see like how far it pushes out when you pop it in, and exactly where the edges are and where the contacts are, and so it's a little more useful than just having a rectangle. So he does the extra mile or extra mil. He goes the extra mil.
What's the 2-scale, by the way? What's a 2-scale? I think, did you mention that?
It's just to scale.
Yeah.
It's scaled properly. Sometimes they're not, but in many cases, you can actually get parts that are scaled properly, especially mechanical parts. They usually try to have them at the mechanical drawing
image
scaled.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we did an updated tutorial. Talk about what these are.
Yeah, I think we just did like an update tutorial.
Okay, and the other thing is Tyler, who he was hired because of doing a show and tell.
Yes.
On our Adafruit show and tell. He introduced his project, and we thought it was really cool, and we got to know him and his job. And his brother was a programmer at a bank, and it sounded like a pretty boring job. And so he joined the Adafruit team too.
Okay.
It's kind of an interesting thing. So Tyler, in addition to being part of lots of efforts at Adafruit, he put together a video about the new learning system because he works on the learning system a lot. So here's
Take it away, Tyler.
A video from Tyler we wanted to show you. Should be playing. Is it playing?
Hello?
Video.
Video.
Here at Adafruit, we spent a lot of time developing a tutorial management system from the ground up. We are extremely proud of the...
Okay, wait. Hold on.
Here at Adafruit, we spent a lot of time. Here at Adafruit, we spent a lot of time developing a tutorial management system from the ground up. We are extremely proud of the Adafruit learning system and would like to take a moment to run you through some of the many features that make it the best tutorial system on the web. When you load up learn.adafruit.com from any modern browser, you'll be greeted with a huge grid of all of our tutorials. Anything labeled New Guide is a tutorial that has been created within the last week. When you scroll down, the system will automatically load more tutorials as you scroll. This is a great way to discover new and old guides. When you click a category on top of the homepage, all of the guides not related to that category will disappear. A few of the categories have subcategories that allow you to dig down even deeper. Use the breadcrumbs bar to return to a previous page. If you have a specific guide or topic in mind, you can use the live search feature. Just start typing in the search box and a list of recommended guides will show up. Click on any of the search results to go directly to that guide or page. When you are in a guide, on the left-hand side is the navigation. These are the individual pages or steps to this guide. Click a link to go to a certain page or scroll down to the bottom of a page and click the next page link. If you want to zoom in on an image, click on it to view all available image sizes. Click on the original size link to view the largest version of that image. Over on the right-hand side, we have a list of products that are featured in this guide. You can click on the Buy button to be sent directly to that product in the Adafruit store. If you want to print a guide, click on the Download PDF link on the bottom of the left sidebar. We spent a lot of time optimizing our PDFs to make sure they closely match the online version. We are constantly trying to improve the Adafruit learning system and our guides, so if you find an error in a guide, use the feedback link below the left sidebar. Please don't use the feedback box for technical support questions. Instead, head on over to the Adafruit forums. If you really like one of our guides, you can view more guides written by that author by clicking on the link in the byline. On the author page, you can see all of the guides published by that person and the pages that the author contributed to other authors' guides. You can subscribe to the RSS feed of this author to stay up to date on any new guides that they write. Speaking of RSS, right next to the search bar is a link to our new guides RSS feed. Click on it to follow new guides as soon as they are published. We are adding new features and new guides to the Adafruit learning system every week. Be sure to check back often and follow the blog at adafruit.com to find out when new guides and features are released. Head on over to learn.adafruit.com today and learn something new. Thanks for watching.
All right.
Okay, so that's our learning system, and we're still working on it. It's kind of in beta. All of our tutorials are migrating to it, and the customer that it was designed for was you.
Yay!
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
Yeah, you're the #1 customer on this.
This is the tutorial system I always wanted.
Yeah, we tried everything. We thought maybe we could use some systems that were out there. There was nothing that was good for our customers. There was nothing good for you, as I think probably one of the top tutorial writers in the world for electronics. So we built our own, and it worked out.
Yeah.
One of the things that I like about it is the interface is super clean. We'll never have ads. I've said it before, and people will play this back if I ever go back on this. And we'll never have ads.
We'll never have ads.
I'll never have ads or anything like that. And we're not going to litter it with social media buttons and all sorts of things like that. The PDFs are beautiful. You can print these out.
Yeah.
Educators can use them for anything. And we really like it. Tyler and Justin and Daigo did a fantastic job. You did a fantastic job. It was it's a labor of love. Every little bit of that is all love.
Yes.
And Ruby.
And a lot of Ruby.
All right. Next up, we have some
and
news.
Some Node.js.
Yeah, we have some
Pi news.
Yeah, we have some Pi news. So the Raspberry Pi stuff is kind of going crazy. We have a meetup next week, Wednesday, with Rob Bishop from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. He's going to be there. That's going to be an NYC resistor.
Yeah.
We've got this this bag that we're giving away.
This goodie bag.
Yeah. So we found these raspberry-looking bags. Here it is. And every day, if you look on the Adafruit blog, here's Tom. Tom's in charge of lots of things here at Adafruit. He's wearing it. Every day...
You're the one close to the camera.
Yeah, hey, Tom, get over here. Put on this bag. Go out in the street.
So we put on... Okay, wait, hold on. You want me to say what all...
Well, we got all this stuff. Yeah, you can tell people what this is.
Okay, so the first thing is... Well, no, go back one.
You want to go back on?
Okay, so the first thing we put in was a proto plate, and we also have these really good 2 amp 5 volt powered 7 port hubs, they're really good. We tried a whole bunch of hubs, and this hub worked the best with the Pi. We are also tossing in a 7-inch TFT display and a cobbler kit. We're also tossing in wow, we put in a lot of stuff. This is a 6 was it a 6 amp or 3.3 amp battery power, like portable power pack, so you can run the Pi for a couple hours, and a 5 volt adapter, a wireless keyboard, and then like something else I can't see, but it's cool, I'm sure. A Pi dish, and then a whole bunch of breadboarding wires.
Yeah.
A case and an HDMI cable.
Yep.
And then are we gonna put in more stuff next week?
Yeah, we do. We have something
It's
that
not
we're
full. There's more
we're
space
putting
in it.
stuff in each day, and then we're
is
talking
full
with
of
our
stuff.
friends from Element 14 because they're a partner of ours now. They're reselling all of our stuff, and we're doing a lot of cool projects
All
with
these
them.
goodies.
Yeah, so this bag. You're gonna get everything that's in this bag.
This
And so, in order to win
TFT.
this bag, what you have to do is show up at this
Tiger.
NYC Resistor event
Yes.
and show
is like-
us a cool project.
This is like $500 worth of awesome.
Yeah,
Easily.
yeah, and it's a really
We'll
cool
give it
looking
away.
bag.
We'll give it away. That's cool.
So that's the bag that we're doing.
You have to show up with something really cool.
Yeah, if folks, if no one shows up with something cool, we'll then give this away online.
We're not gonna give it away.
Yeah.
It has to be cool.
Has to be cool.
It has to be like that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Next up,
Vote.
before we get on to the products, vote. Code vote, 10% off.
Vote.
Many things in your fruit store. Okay.
Okay.
It's new product time, Lady
Okay,
Ada.
I'm ready.
New,
I'm
new,
ready.
new.
I know there's like 14 things.
Yeah,
here.
we gotta zoom through these
Okay.
every week. Lots of stuff. Okay,
Ready.
so back to the Pi stuff. We still have this free Raspberry Pi. It was $350 if you purchase stuff on Adafruit.
I think we've given away like a whole mess of it so far.
People
we still
really
have
want that.
some left over.
Yeah, so you get a free Raspberry Pi if you load up your cart with $350 for stuff. Or we have something new this week. We released.
Well, we tried out, but we
yeah,
did
we released. We sold out of these really fast. Schools bought them. Everyone bought them. It's a Raspberry Pi starter pack, and it includes a Raspberry Pi. These are hard to get. We got a bunch. It's working out.
We just went crazy. We're like, we're just gonna include them with these bundles. So you get a
Yeah.
starter pack. You can add a Raspberry Pi for $35. Get a Pi. Go home happy.
Yeah, this is Model B. So just for the folks who want to know. Okay, next up. You
This is
wanna
a
start showing
wireless.
these?
Yes, I think that this photo is fine. This is a wireless adapter. We have little mini ones, and then we also got some of the stick ones. They have slightly better range. There's a little LED. They work fantastic with the Raspberry Pi. We tried a whole bunch of different chipsets, and these modules have the best response. They're very fast and really good throughput. Some of the other chipsets aren't supported very well on the Pi, but this one is, and it's awesome. It sticks out a little bit more, but it's because the antenna's a little bit longer.
Yeah, so you saw that. There it is, plugged in. Okay,
Plugged in.
next up, the yo-yos are,
Yo-Yo
Back in
Mints,
stock.
Back in stock.
yeah, these are a lot of fun. People love these.
Okay.
Cool Android development stuff. Next up, we have one of these here. We saw this really cool magnetic mat from our friends at iFixit.
Yeah,
We
you
talk
saw
to those guys all the time. They do a really cool tutorial system as well that powers Make projects and also their iFixit system. So we talked to those guys.
Yeah,
And
I'll show this off.
they also have cool tools and stuff like that. So we got these and we sold out instantly. People really liked them. And we have more on the way, but
Yeah.
here it is.
So basically, it's a magnetic mat. So it's basically made out of that magnetic stuff, and it's not powerful enough to like demagnetize anything. It's really like a low power magnet, but it is magnetic enough so like little screws and stuff will stick to it, so you don't have to worry about like your stuff like flying around or flying on. Let's see if I can find something to stick onto it. Maybe this piece of header will stick onto it. Oh no, it's not magnetic. I have to find something magnetic. Maybe I'll find something in a minute. But
Yeah. Well, I have
yeah.
a photo of it.
Yeah,
too,
you
I
have
could just show
photos.
you. Yeah, so anyways, when you're doing like dissection of gadgets and stuff like this is very handy.
Yeah, like little screws will attach to it, and so they don't fly off, which is really handy.
Yeah.
But it's safe to like put a hard drive on. Like you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people are like,
Okay.
it's like magnets. Yeah,
Let's keep going. Next up, do you want to do your demo?
Yeah, let's do this demo. So I'm
Okay.
going to show off this Polar Heart monitor, and
Yeah,
we have
we'll go to this.
the monitor, the straps, and then we also have these little
Yeah, so
receivers.
you're gonna go off camera here, right? Is that
Hold
how it's
on.
gonna
Yeah,
work?
so go to the overhead,
Okay.
and while this overhead is overheading, I'm going to
All right.
I'll put this on. So give
Okay.
me a
We're on the
second.
overhead. This is you're gonna go that way or something. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slip this under.
Okay, so you're actually gonna put on a heart rate monitor,
Yeah.
and then once you have this monitor on, it's gonna transmit to
Yeah.
this receiver.
So what's really cool is inside that strap is a little RF transmitter. Sorry, 1 second. It's a little RF transmitter, and then there's these little boards that we have
Yeah.
that are
I'll
receivers.
stand over there.
I'm
Just
gonna go
gonna
over there.
Yeah.
Hold on. Gotta put this thing on. So it has to.
This is a kid show. This is a family-friendly show.
Nothing's happening here. There's nothing to see. The only thing is that it does have to be on your skin and on your chest.
Yeah.
There's these two little conductive pads. You don't need gel, but they are conductive pads. Let's see if I have it on. Hold on. Get this all right.
And look at that. So that's, oh, it was going.
It was going.
There you go. That's your heart.
Yeah, now it takes a second. So you can now see my heart rate. It has to be like pretty tight against your rib cage. For guys, I think you put it across your chest, and for ladies, you put it right under your bosom. And then it wirelessly transmits the blips over to this receiver. Hold on. Let me
Yeah.
show this. And the receiver has a little antenna here, and then the special chip from Polar. And then the output's really easy. It basically runs off of 3 to 5 volts. You have a 3-pin connector here. You can see it says Polar.
Yeah.
You can see it. And I just have it connected to an LED. I just took this off. But it's an easy way to get signal. And here's the strap, and you can see there's these little pads here, and in the center, that's where the circuitry and the transmitter goes. It only works about a yard away, 3 to 4 feet away, but that's because it's meant to be used in like a gyms and stuff, where like multiple people in the same area all have the same kinds of straps, so that it doesn't want them to intersect with each
Do you
other.
know the range?
3 to 4 feet.
3 to 4 feet.
Yeah, so it works 3 to 4 feet, and it does it on purpose. The thing that's really weird is you can like hold it and like kind of mess with it a little bit.
Yeah, and it gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really cool. So the other things that you can do, which I think is going to be neat, we have a new like biometric section. We're going to have a lot of cool biohacking and biometric stuff soon.
Yeah.
You could have this transmit to like a wave shield with an Arduino, and you can have music based on your heart rate. You can make your own music player that as you're running faster, you get faster tempo or maybe cooldown tempo.
So the cool thing about the Polar stuff is, first off, it's like really well known. Like everyone has used like the Polar heart rate stuff. And secondly, it works really well. It works at pretty good range. You can get these straps anywhere, and it's pretty low cost. Like it's like $30 for each one, so it's like $60. And you don't have to have electrodes attached to yourself, which is really nice. Like you can have this under clothing, and you can't really see it. So like if people want to do like exercise projects or biofeedback projects, this is probably the easiest way to get those projects going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the straps take a battery?
There is a battery in the strap, but the battery like lasts like 7 years or 6 years.
I had one for like 3 years.
They basically there's a battery. It's a simple coin cell, but you never have to you never have to replace it pretty much. And then it's completely waterproof, and you can actually even go into water. Like you can use this with like board sports, like surfing.
We'll do some cool stuff with this with Flora as well, so you can see that. That's your heart rate. Okay.
I'm alive.
Let's keep moving. We gotta keep moving.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the next thing. We got buttons.
Yeah, I can show
Buttons.
So these buttons.
Do you want me to go over it?
Yeah, we've got 2 types of buttons. They come in a bag, and we've got a bunch of different colors. We've got red, we've got like this green button, and then we've got blue and gray. And the caps fit onto these 12mm tactile switches, and you can fit them into a breadboard. They work great like that. And then like you got a button. You can take the caps off and swap them around if you need to. And then we also have square buttons. So same great button, different shape. So hold on, this one's like, for example, yellow, and then it snaps on same way. These buttons are these button caps are a little smaller. The square are a little smaller, but they're very clicky. And then you can just fit them in here. You can have color-coded buttons, for example, like red stop and green go and blue next or whatever. So kind of an add-on. We have the little tactile switches, but these have caps.
Okay, next up, alligator clips.
Yeah, alligator clips.
I'll go there.
We got these really nice alligator clips. So we had some, but what I like about these is they have a really nice thick wire. They have 22 gauge, I think. That's the right number, 22 gauge stranded copper wire, and they have 1-inch clips, so they're nice small clips, but they're very strong. And they come in 6 different colors: black, red, yellow, white, green, and blue. Normally blue isn't included, but we got blue ones. And
really good ones.
we got these actually for Flora, but we also just thought that they would be really handy in general. So we put them in the shop. You can get them. You can clip away.
Okay.
Clip, clip.
Next up. This is one I found, and then you got it.
Yeah, you did a good job here.
Yeah.
So this is,
These are cool.
yeah, actually let's look at these pictures. So we have this waterproof LED strip, the analog type, not the digital type, this is the analog type. And you have to scrape off the waterproof stuff and then solder wires to it. And then like you found these like clips that you can get, and so you don't have to solder to the flex PCB anymore. You actually slip it on. So yeah, let's look at the overhead.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll show this one, for example. And we have 3 different types, and it comes as a sampler.
Yeah.
But for example, this one, I just have it connected with some of these alligator clips that I just showed you, and then I can short it to make different colors. So this doesn't require any soldering anymore, and you can wire this up to anything. And then let me see, if you can open this. Hold on. Yeah. So if you can see carefully, there's these 4 little clips, and then it just slides in, but it's actually, it does connect very solidly. It's a really good press fit. And the little clips have little nubs that grab, and then when you clip it down, it really latches on. And it's not a waterproof connection, but it is a very strong connection.
Yeah, so for art projects and for lots of things, this is super handy. Also good to prototype stuff.
Yeah,
all good,
if you just want to
good things.
Yeah, and also we have like the joiner, so you can join 2 pieces together. And then we have the extender. I'm getting all excited. You can see these are awesome.
Yeah, look at that. You can tell which products you like the most. Okay, want to keep moving?
Yeah.
All right, next up. And we'll have more information about this later as we play around with it. But we saw this robotics kit that we really like. It's called the Hummingbird.
Yeah, so this is really neat. It has like it has a lot of open source stuff. The firmware is based on Lufa, and so it uses a similar chip to the Leonardo. It's the 16U4. But it's kind of like designed to make, and it works with graphical system. It's designed to make like really, really easy interactive products. And it comes from the CMU Create project, but some people decided to they were going to take that hardware design and actually turn it into a product, which is cool because like open source hardware allows people to do that now. And I guess they worked with CMU.
How do you program it?
So there's a graphical system, kind of like Scratch. I actually, Becky did play with it. I did not play with it much. I looked at it very briefly, but...
Bex is in the chat. Maybe she can talk about it.
Yeah, she can talk about it.
We'll have some more about this soon, too, and there's a video on the product page that shows you all about it.
Yeah, but basically it had a lot of the sensors that you're familiar with, sharp distance sensor, buttons, LEDs, I think a tilt switch. But it's all like solderless, and it's designed... It's kind of like... little bits with the magnetic stuff that we've shown a lot. It reminds you a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more high level because it's programmable.
Yeah, and some of those things there's some nice touches that they did, like the resistors already put in for you, like on one of the wires.
Yeah.
And we really like this. Robotic stuff, just in general, isn't that great out there. And so the only time we're adding stuff is stuff that we think is pretty good, and we'll be adding our own robotic stuff soon. But this is one of the things that we thought was pretty good. And we like the idea of someone maybe starting out with little bits younger age and then kind of working their way up to this, and then maybe cobbling things together with like an Arduino or with a Raspberry Pi, maybe our servo board, things like that. Okay. Next up, we have a new book.
Yeah, so we already carried one of Simon's books, and he sent us a copy of this. And it's actually a really, really good book. What I like about this is it actually kind of covers a little bit of everything about Arduino. It covers Arduino Ethernet.
Yeah.
It covers sensors. It covers like C programming. It covers inputs and outputs, and it covers like a whole bunch of stuff. It's a really good introduction. And yeah, I really liked it, so I thought it would be a really good addition to our collection of Arduino books.
We correspond with Simon. We're going to be doing some stuff with him soon. We really like him, and we really like his stuff. We put books in only when we think they're good.
Okay.
Next up, food grade heat shrink.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the overhead for this one because
Okay.
it's hard to explain without showing it. So, I got this heat shrink, and so people have been using these waterproof temperature sensors, and this is a digital temperature sensor. It's got a DS18B20, which is a really high precision temperature sensor, and it's encased in this metal tube. And then it's got this PVC and a heat shrink, and so it's basically waterproof, and that's really great. But unfortunately, it's not food safe. But people wanted to do like food projects, and so like beer brewing or sous vide or like pasteurizing or whatever. They wanted to do temperature control or even I don't even know what else kind of projects people have been building. Making yogurt. I think someone made yogurt, and they wanted to do temperature measurements of that. But you don't want to stick PVC stuff into your food because it won't kill you, but it just doesn't taste good, and the taste of the PVC might leach into the food. And so we got this heat shrink, and it looks just like normal clear heat shrink, and it's in a bag here. But what's special about it is it's actually FDA compliant. It's designed specifically to be in contact with food, but actually it's like heat shrink. So you can heat shrink this over the sensor, and so the tip of the sensor is stainless steel, so that's fine as long as you boil it. There's nothing that can happen. It's just stainless steel, 316, and then you put the heat shrink over it, and then you shrink it to make it tight seal, and it will seal all the way to the stainless steel tip, and then the heat shrink goes above to about 1 foot, and that's plenty long to dunk this into any kind of bowl or container.
Yeah.
And then you basically have a food safe sensor without having to splurge, because we were looking to get these that had a food safe coating on them or something, and basically like nobody was willing to sell it to us. They're like, well, no, like there's no such thing, or like we don't want to be liable for that. And I was like, okay, well that sucks, but people still want these projects.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a really cool hack. You just cover your sensor with this food safe material, and it's it's meant to go up to, I think it goes from -60 to like way above boiling. So
what I like,
good.
here's my prediction. I'm getting good at these, so here's my prediction. Like everybody, I think we've collectively all brought everybody up to learn stuff about electronics.
Yeah.
And then they start to turn their sights to, well, maybe I'll do some home automation. And then it's like, wow, like I can do all this stuff with sensors. Maybe I should like do cool stuff with cooking.
Yeah.
Right. And then after that, it's like, since I'm doing all this cooking stuff, it's kind of like biology and biohacking. I may as well start thinking about medicine and medical stuff. So I think like the ideas that makers are going to have are it's on this timeline.
Well, if you reach enough makers, there's going to be like makers like this who do beer brewing already, or they make yogurt, and so they're like, I'm going to take my skills in one thing, and which other, like Mikey Sklar, who's blogs for us and does projects with us.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of his own food.
Yeah. And one of the things I like about the maker movement in general is because it's a physical thing, people have to get together. You have lots of diversity because there's people doing crafting, there's people doing welding, there's people doing like electronics. Imagine when you add food makers to that. You're gonna
tasty.
You're gonna get all sorts of people together making stuff, sharing knowledge. It's cool.
Okay.
It's cool. It's good stuff. Okay. Next up, last product on our new product thing.
Oh right, I forgot about this. Geez, there's a lot of.
This was our star of the product show.
I know. Wait, I don't know if I have the.
Okay. Well, we have photos. It's probably better.
Maybe I'll just talk over the photo. Here it is. Sorry. So we already have. This is our second accelerometer. So accelerometer part 2. So we already carried the ADXL 335, which is a plus or minus 3G accelerometer with analog outputs, and we like the analog outputs because they're like really easy to use, and like sometimes you can plug it directly into whatever project you want. You don't need any digital I/O, so you can connect it to an XB or something, which has built-in ADCs. And we didn't realize, somebody from Analog was like, hey, we also have these in 16G. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, it's even pin compatible. So we actually made basically the same circuit board, changed the silk screen so we could reuse the same pick-and-place program and the same stencil, which is great, saved us a couple $100.
Yeah.
And this version is the same basic idea. It's plus or minus 16 Gs out. 16 Gs is a lot. Like, I don't think you'll probably need more than 16 Gs for any kind of project. Full triple access output, and really easy to use, and it's under $20.
Yeah.
$18.
Also part of the code. Okay.
And you get 10% off.
That was new products, Lady Ada. That was a good race. You did it.
My favorite is the the accelerometer and the polar thing and the food safety drink. I want to combine all three of those. So like the faster you run and like the higher your heart rate, the more your food cooks or something.
Yeah. That's funny.
The more beer you made.
All right, let's do some not out. It's not out yet.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
I'm gonna do these really fast, and then we're gonna get to questions. All right.
Okay.
Most of these are me, anyways.
I know. I had some stuff, but then it was like you had stuff. I was like,
yeah. So this is mostly me. It's not out yet. Don't ask. Don't ask questions during this segment. We can't answer them really. So it's not out yet. Don't ask them. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. This one we have a person. We're pleased to announce that Matt Griffin, former head of community and customer support at MakerBot, is joining Adafruit.
We're awesome friends with MakerBot, so we're just hanging out with everybody.
So he's going to be starting at Adafruit soon.
Yay!
You'll see him on the show. You'll see him around.
He's going to get our MakerBot working too.
Yeah, he's going to bring his replicator here. He just did a cool project with Make where they did a big test of all these 3D printers.
Yeah.
And we're waiting for him to wrap up that, and he'll be here at Adafruit starting next week.
Wow.
Okay.
In our crowded downtown warehouse.
Yeah.
What's he do there? He's like, he's got his hand out. He's like shaking your hand.
That's a 3D printed hand.
Okay.
Next up, I sent the coloring book off to the printer. It is done. 2.5-year project. Done. Done. It's done. It's done.
So 1 month per letter?
Yeah. It's done. Robert Ullman did an excellent job. John Denier did some excellent copywriting. We had David do it. Awesome cover. It was really cool. This is the front and the back.
It's got zingers in it.
This is a quick view of one of the pages. You're probably asking yourself, will this be like all the stuff that Adafruit does where it's open source and I'll be able to download it and print it out and give it to my kids? Why, of course. So we'll have this even probably before it's out in print. You'll be able to download and give this to your kids. We did a beta test.
Beta test.
Here is a little kid.
She did a really good job with my hair.
Yeah, so she's beta testing it. This is Dave, her dad, sent this note. He says, awesome book and a big hit in my house with my 5-year-old and 7-year-old. Wish I recorded all 4 of them fighting over which colored crayon is the closest to Lady Ada's hair. Very big thank you from me and the kids. Sharing this early with a special thank you from my youngest as she recognized Adafruit logo and said, Daddy, can you tell Adafruit thank you for me? Attaches a picture of my 3rd youngest showing off her enjoyment with the book.
I never wear a purple shirt, but she's forgiven because like otherwise it's all black crayon over and over again.
Yeah, when we give out the crayons, like most of the crayons will be black. Yeah. So this is a kid, and this I got teary-eyed. This helps, I think, our mission in so many levels. This young kid is growing up in a world where an engineer is a woman with pink hair and a lip ring. That's very, very cool. That's very different than what people used to think an engineer was. Very cool. Okay.
Not that they aren't already also engineers. It's just we're expanding the definition.
That's right.
Okay.
Next up. More stuff. Okay. Circuit Playground has a new update coming out. Do you want to just show like one quick thing?
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me race.
1.6 is coming out. If you have an iPad, an iPhone.
If you buy it now, you will get a free upgrade. Let me show you some of these fantastic new things that I demanded we add, and they added it.
And the
because
cost
I'm
of
boss lady.
The cost of the app is a discount coupon in the app. So
full heat sink calculator, ambient temp, junction to case resistance. We have example thermal resistances. So if you're like, my TO220, what the hell is it? Or I have a D2 pack. What the heck is it? Type it in. Tells you junction temperature. Quarter wave calculator. You're like, I need 2,400 megahertz antenna. What is my quarter wave? It tells you in centimeters. Trace width. Wait, lost. Trace width. What the amps, currents, ounce per foot. And copper thickness is really weird. Trace length tells you all sorts of stuff about heat loss, voltage drop, all this good stuff about your traces. You love your traces. We also have mega pinouts. We have 16:2 LCD. This is really tough to look at. Raspberry Pi. RJ45s. DB9s. Everyone loves DB9s. USBs, Type A and Type B. VGA, DB15s for when you still have VGA. All sorts of 78 something somethings and 74 HC something somethings and Max 232s and LM386s. I don't like those power amplifiers, but everyone else does. Wavelength to color. You're like, what is that color of that LED with that wavelength? It will tell you. You can type it in. You're like, I just bought a 660 nanometer LED. What is it? It's that color.
Yeah.
And then we have even more stuff that I can't even show.
Yeah. One other quick thing, you'll be able to. We have a show and tell feature that you can.
Oh wait, and resistor divider.
Yeah,
Okay,
and there's
yeah.
also fixes, iOS 6 compatible, all sorts of cool things. If you
It's
take
awesome.
photos of your project, you can send it to us automatically. We have a new show and tell feature where you can take a photo or video of your project. Those are coming to us. We'll have a new section on the site soon. So that is that.
Also,
Okay.
it's resistor dividing.
All right. Next up. Speaking of Circuit Playground, we've been working on a special project. This is AdaBot and all the Circuit Playground characters. Here's a new little piece of artwork. This is AdaBot and MOSFET. This is all part of the plushies that we're working on that are being made right now. These are the Circuit Playground plushies.
I just wired all this money to the plushie factory.
Yeah, we have the plushies. No ETA. They're being worked on right now. Here's the artwork for the hang tags. I learned a lot about hang tags and UPC codes. This is Circuit Playground. This is the little tag that goes on them. Each has a name and a UPC code, and they're all proper because I had to learn all this stuff. Cappy the capacitor. Hans the 555 timer chip. Connie the transistor, short for silicon. Mo, the resistor. Ruby the red LED. Gus the green LED. And Billy, which is Billy's already my favorite because she sings the blues.
It's tough when you're a blue LED.
It's very tough. Okay. So that's
It's not easy being blue.
that's top secret. It's not out yet. Don't ask. That was it.
Don't
okay.
ask.
All right. We're going to do...
I mean, you can ask, but you have to ask yourself.
Yeah, okay. Let's do engineering questions right away. We're going to try to get to these as many as we can.
Hopefully some of these questions I can answer using the calculators.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. What's the best way to adhere EL wire to a guitar?
It's a good question. I mean, like, nothing really beats super glue.
Okay.
Super glue.
What are the dimensions of the colorful square tactical button assortments? So round ones say 12 by 12 by 12. What are the square ones?
The 12 ones I think are like maybe 11 millimeters by 11. They're a little bit smaller than the full. I don't have the full measurements, and they're like 2 millimeters thick.
Okay. Someone wants to know when will the Raspberry Pi starter kit be back in stock? Probably next couple days.
Sign up because we put them in, they sell out. But if you sign up, you get notified immediately.
Yeah. Good. I can answer a couple of these.
Okay.
Going to Maker Faire? Maybe. We might be in the middle of a move. If we go, it'll just be stopping in briefly. Any electric imp news on dev boards? That's an interesting product. We'll have something later. We're going to do something really cool and good and new. Stay tuned for that. Next up, will Lady Ada or AdaBot be speaking at the Open Hardware Summit? No, we already did that. We already spoke. Lady Ada did an excellent keynote. Check it out. We're going to be attending and supporting our friends. How would one do voice recognition on a Raspberry Pi?
If there's any voice recognition Linux programs, they'll probably compile and work, but you'll need to have a microphone, so you'll probably need to get a USB mic and get that working first.
Okay. Is there any data sheet for the colorful scroll tactical buttons assortment?
We do not have a data sheet. Sorry.
Okay.
But we do have, I think the measurement specs up. If not, we'll put them up. You can email
Okay.
us.
Why use a voltage regulator instead of just a voltage divider? What's going on in a regulator?
A regulator has feedback, so the load can change. Whereas with the resistor divider, the load can't. You can do a voltage regulator with a resistor divider, but if your load changes, the voltage will spike up and down, and it's not very stable. In a voltage regulator, there's a feedback circuit to keep it the same voltage no matter what the load. So you can be drawing no current, 10 milliamps, 100 milliamps, it'll always be the same.
Okay. What frequency does the polar step transmit at?
That's a good question. I have no idea. Let me look and see if there's.
You can also check on the product page if we don't have it there.
I do not know. I'm imagining it's like 900 megahertz or something.
Okay. How many amp
500?
flows through a 1 ohm resistor if 1 volt is applied?
Let me type that in.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can
next
just figure it out.
question. Next question.
Let's see. When is your new location ready, and when will it be ready and to be used? Will the location still be used for Adafruit? Are you selling your current location while using the upcoming one? We're in the middle of a move, and everything in New York is always crazy and flux. We actually don't have a specific date. Every day I wake up and have meetings and talk to people and talk to lawyers and talk to code people and building permits and all sorts of stuff. We don't know, but we want
Hopefully
to.
soon.
We want to move very soon. We need to. Let's see. What's the best? What regulator uses a power over Ethernet device?
Power Ethernet actually usually doesn't use a voltage regulator. It uses a buck converter because I think it's like 40 volts and you want to bring it down. There's a couple of standard designs out there. I think if you Google, there's like probably like standard buck converters that are designed specifically for power over Ethernet because of the high voltage differences,
Okay.
range from 4 down to like 40 down to 3.
Are you already outgrowing your picket place? Yes, we're going to get a big line as we move into our new space and be able to make millions of boards. Not millions, but close. Next up, what's the best way to get into everything learning about Linux?
A Raspberry Pi is really good because if you break it, it's only $35. You can also get a live CD and try that out. And there's like tons of websites devoted to teaching people how to use Linux.
What's that stuff behind there? This is bubble wrap. Next up, do you know about that Mindflex headset game, and do you know if there's any been cool hacks for it? Haven't seen that. Have you ever gotten any funny things in the mail from a missent DigiKey order?
From a what?
Missent DigiKey order, and you get anything weird from DigiKey?
I've had like one DigiKey mistake once, but like nothing funny.
Okay.
I mean, I just got different capacitors.
Are we gonna have a storefront at our new location? No. Storefronts are very expensive. If you look around New York, they're all going out of business. We're gonna do something very different, of course.
If we had a storefront, we'd have to raise prices, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, we're gonna do something very different and cool that people will be able to buy things in person, but more on that later. Let's see. Are there any components for power over Ethernet devices available?
I think they just asked that question.
Okay. Website says the polar heart rate transmits at 916.50 megahertz.
Okay,
Thank you.
that makes sense.
What's the difference, simplest way to get 1.5 volts to 3.7 volts LiPo?
How to get from what?
How to get 1.5 volts out of a 3.7 volt LiPo?
The easiest way possible is just to use a 1.5 volt regulator. I don't know if there's 1.5 ones, but there's definitely 1.8. Otherwise, you can use an adjustable one and then adjust it.
Yeah. Has anyone used Google Glass? They should let us use one because I have this Puppet thing that I have to do, and it'd be cool to be able to see what's going on through the Puppet and also from the other side. If anyone knows anyone at
Yeah,
Google.
we didn't go to that event, so we didn't get
Yeah.
for one.
Let's see.
They should send us one. We'll definitely hack it. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're never going to send us one. Let's see. Are you guys planning on stocking the TI MSP 430 Launchpad?
We don't think so, but you can get them from the TI website. They're like $4, so that's definitely where you should go to get them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Whew, got through. Okay. Whew, we're done.
Yay!
You got through all of them. It's 10:58.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. That was a fast session. You did
Good
it.
little questions.
Okay. We're gonna give away some stuff now.
Okay.
One more quick thing. Here's a code vote. Code vote. 10% off many things. And don't forget, folks, last chance to vote for Lady Ada for Entrepreneur of the Year. Who else does a weekly engineering show? We've been doing this for 3 years. That's worth a vote. Vote,
3
vote,
years
vote.
is ridiculous. It's true.
Crazy. It's crazy. Every Saturday has been booked forever. Okay. Trivia question time.
I know people can say, "Where were you at 10:30 on a Saturday 2.5 years ago?" And be like, "Well, I know where I've been.
Yeah.
I've been here
Okay.
in this chair."
What are the rules for the...
For the trivia
Giveaway.
question, if you've already won something in the last 3 years of this show,
Yeah.
you can't enter this contest. Please sit on your hands so that other people can enter this contest and win a fabulous prize. This week's fabulous prize are these radio. It's a radio set. One USB.
A fan of
and
the
one
show
Arduino
sent these in.
shield.
These are really cool. They're transmitters and receivers.
These is there's some transceiver thing.
You'll
and
be able to use this with an Arduino. Supposedly
It's a-
the range is really good.
It's easy radio from Radius.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, it's cool.
Yep.
I do not know what the frequency is.
Okay.
Which is
Are you
unfortunate.
ready?
Oh, sorry, it's 900 megahertz. Yeah. Oh, and the first person with the correct answer with spelling is the winner, and we'll send it to you. So,
Yeah. All right.
what is that?
This is generally considered the first laptop. Who designed it? Generally considered the first laptop. This is a grid laptop. Who designed
It's the grid.
this laptop? Not the military. The name of the person. The guy who just died is close.
That's not the correct name of spelling.
Yeah. He did pass away, that's true. Not Neil Armstrong. Okay, some nice. Bill Moogridge, congratulations, you got the prize. Email support@adafruit.com. This fellow just passed away. One of the co-founders of IDEO, excellent designer. It's always sad. It's been like every week there's been kind of a visionary or an engineer or someone who's passed away.
Well, a lot of the people who did this work were
They're all
were
getting
working in
older.
the 60s, and so this is 4
Yeah.
years later, 50 years later.
Yeah, so congratulations. Email, you'll get these wireless things, and we'll
Make
have-
some radios.
Well, yeah, we'll have a giveaway every week.
Okay.
That was this week. Next up, why don't you show something on the overhead?
I'm going to show this heart
real
rate thing.
quick. Continue to show the heart rate. I have to get
Go get this cat.
the cat, and I'll be right back. So you're on
Okay.
the overhead.
So yeah, I'm blinking. I'm alive. But maybe I can show what's going on this thing. So yeah, there's this little antenna. This is actually a chip antenna, and then there's a chip here. This is the TSOP chip, and there's a bunch of passives. Although the passives, like most of them aren't even installed, so I'm not kind of sure what's up with that. And yeah, this is I think this is a custom chip that they have designed specifically for this, and I've never seen it. But yeah, it works with coded and non-coded straps, and it's just blinking away.
All right.
That's me.
I mean, just to get this out of the way, of course, can you get the strap ready to see if it works on the cat?
It does not work on the cat.
All right.
No, it has to touch skin.
All right. So we'd
Why
have to
would you do
shave.
that?
We'd have to shave the
You
cat.
have to shave the cat.
All right.
And
Here's
that's-
Musmet.
That'd be really difficult to explain.
Uh-huh.
Like, why did we shave the cat? Oh, because we wanted to put this polar heart monitor on him so he could blink LED.
Yeah, there he
I
is.
don't think it's a good idea.
That's the cat. All right. So no
I'm
shaving
scared.
the cat.
Okay, don't shave this cat.
All right. Okay. Oops. Accidentally hit mailbag. Mailbag. Hey, there's mailbag. Okay. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, George. Thank you, John Engineer.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Moffat.
K-Town. Thank you, entire Adafruit staff. Thank you, everybody out there who voted, and thank you, everyone who watches every week. Thank you, everyone on the show and tell. It was an awesome show and tell.
Yeah.
We'll have a cool show next week, as usual. We'll have lots of new products and fun stuff. We are completely exhausted. We're going to go to sleep. We've been working 24/7. For the folks who want to order stuff and we're out of stock on stuff, it's back to school time. Schools have been buying stuff. Everybody's been buying stuff. We are working really hard. We appreciate your patience. Just sign up on the product pages, and you'll get an email right
We
away.
try our best not to have anything out of stock for more than 2 weeks.
We try.
Very, very
yeah.
hard. If it's more than 2 weeks, it's because something really awful happened.
Yeah, we've run out of space in our space. We're getting a new space. We're moving 1,000,000 miles per hour, and we're trying to keep our values and keep our quality, and we're doing that.
And keep our cats.
And keep cats. Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. So we'll see everybody next week. Here is your moment of Zener.